welcome everybody to the Jennie Show podcast. I'm Michael Lalo.
I'm Kevin.
And today we have a very special guest, the voice of Jennie.
Hi. My name is Erika. Hello.
Hi, we have Erika on the show.
Yay,
Yeah.
Erika.
Yes.
So Erika is singer, songwriter, actor, voice actor. What else do you do?
I also am a radio host and an anchor for TaiwanPlus and a lot of other miscellaneous things, whatever I can do. I'm a slashy.
A slashy.
Yeah, actually, the reason why we cast Erika was because I heard her on the radio, and I remember her, having this vibrant voice. And at the time, we were looking for, the voice for Jennie. We were in search for the voice actor, and then I kind of, threw in Erika's name, and Erika came to audition, and we were, one session, we were sold. So that's
Yeah, absolutely. And so Erika has really brought the character to life.
Thank you.
And now when I look at Erika, I just see Jennie.
You see the ponytail?
I look at your face. I feel like every time. Can we switch into Chinese, or is that not? Am I allowed to ask the producer a question?
You don't have to do subtitles, man.
Oh, okay, no, 不要. Okay, no Chinese, no
break the
Chinese.
fourth wall.
Because most of the time, because we're all bilingual too, right? So I wanted to switch into Chinese, but I guess
Good to know.
I can't communicate to the fullest.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, Erika really brought the character to life. So thank you very much for doing that. You are a very big part of this show.
Thank you for bringing me onto the show. It's actually the first time I've done something like this, as in like voiceover for an animation. I've done voiceovers before for like game characters, but it's like one character has two lines, and it's like or like hey, something like it's like not full on script with a plot and all of that. So it was really fun to experience this.
Cool.
What did you notice, even from the first, voice recording session? What were your impressions of voicing a character and having, like you said, like a story be, a longer story for the character?
Yeah.
Beginning, middle, end. Yeah. What was that like?
I think it was just like, honestly, I feel like Jennie is a very relatable character for me. I was also born and raised in America and then came to Taiwan at 18. So like a lot of the culture shock that she was facing and some of like the rebellious American teenager kind of a personality and coming to Taiwan, like it was a lot of things that I could pick up and understand like 100%. So I think I was just like being me, except like times 200 dramatic.
Yeah.
And like I'm a dramatic person. Like I studied drama in college, so like it wasn't very hard for me to have those voice expressions because I'm usually very expressive as myself. But I think it wasn't difficult because I do think that Kevin, you told me to just do my own voice. Like I didn't actually have to change my voice too much. It was just my voice, but just a bit more dramatic. So, yeah.
What about personality-wise? Like,
Yeah.
how would you say you're similar to Jennie, and what part of it was like? Did you have to like act?
I think her like, how would you say die the in ditzy?
Ditzy,
kind of
space cadet.
She's kind of ditzy. She's kind of 粗心, like. Man, I don't know how to say this in English. Like 神经大条,
clumsy, like
clumsy,
yeah, a little bit.
And she like gets herself in trouble, and she's kind of sometimes unaware of her surroundings. She's kind of like in that way, kind of like dumb.
Yeah, totally.
I can relate to that.
Cartoon
cartoon
character.
character.
Yeah, I do feel like myself. I feel like a cartoon character sometimes in real life. So I feel like Jennie, I could relate to her like 70%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can speak on my impressions of the first voice recording session, because usually we go into these sessions with a demo, and I would have a demo for the entire episode, and I'd voice all the characters, and I'd kind of do the inflections and the deliveries in my own way.
Yeah.
And usually, I think I remember from the first session when Erika started bringing Jennie to life, some lines you would deliver in a different way that that I hadn't, that wasn't how I heard it, but so it took a while, but it was also good because it was you, and you were looking at the line and feeling the character out and like doing it how you would do it. And I think a lot of times we also, as in the voice recording room, we had to adjust to that, to your take, your interpretation of the character and that line. And I think that is what, that enhanced the story a lot too. So it wasn't just like, kind of in my own head. It was like, it became a collaboration once the voice actor came in and brought, something to the table.
Yeah.
What about Jenny's, do you put on like an accent for her or anything like that?
I think the color of like up and down and how like
Right.
that is something that I had to adjust to. Like I said, she's very dramatic, and the what's it called? Like the
Sing-songy. I remember
The
that being
sing-songy,
like,
yeah, that was the word.
That being a good instruction we learned in the beginning. Just
sing-song,
sing-songy.
like that part I had to like actually act out. I think that's not how I would talk normally in conversations, but yeah, the sing-songy part.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think anyone talks like a cartoon character in real life.
Right.
I don't think voicing.
Maybe Sam Lin.
Yeah. A lot of times we also realize, because we also do live action work, and when we started doing more animation and voice acting was involved, we realized quickly that not a lot of actors can voice act, and it's not the same thing. Yeah.
But a lot of singers can voice act.
A lot of singers can voice act because because it's the voice acting is, obviously
It's closer to singing.
right. Yeah.
You have the pitch of
You have the
notes
pitch
and
Absolutely.
the
and
tonality,
control of your voice.
breath control.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, breath control is definitely, I think, the hardest, the most challenging part. Like the whole like, or like when Jenny gets really nervous and she has a bunch of like, she makes all these noises. That was fun and challenging because, I definitely felt a bit winded in the studio, even though I was sitting down. But she was like gasping all the time, and it was really funny.
Yeah, there were a lot of scenes. There's a lot of Jenny running around, being chased, escaping from stuff in season 1 for sure. And
Or like she has a secret and she can't tell, and she's battling inside, and then she kind of wants to explode. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you also notice, because I've been working with Kevin for a long time. One of his favorite sounds is like, so when he directs,
awkward laugh.
directs you, he'll be like, yeah, maybe it's more like, like an awkward laugh. That's like your favorite sound.
really, okay.
Yes.
So every episode there would be a couple of those. Like
Couple
there's
of,
always
Yeah.
that kind of sound.
Exactly.
I don't know where that came from. I don't know.
I think it
Because
came
you're
from
awkward in real life.
Yeah.
It came from.
I think so, and I think so because the Jennie Show came about when Michael and his wife Jasmine were brainstorming for a show. So it was really kind of, they're the creators, and coming in as a director, I think I also so the birth of Jennie was when they came up with the idea and for the premise of the show. And so when I came in and added, like you said, all those little small Kevin sounds, that added another layer to Jennie. And the final layer was when, obviously when the voice actor Erika came in and added some of her own things. So Jennie kind of something magical happened, right? These are how good characters are created. Well, I'm not saying this character is great.
Jenny's a great character.
It's a great character.
Yeah.
I have a
I'll
question
take it.
for you then, Michael. When you were writing Jenny, in what way did the character you created and the character that in the end was portrayed, how different were they?
It's quite different, actually. I'm glad you asked me that because.
She didn't do any.
Yeah, no. So Jenny, because I started this with my wife, right, Jasmine, and so Jenny in the beginning was based more on her. And a lot of like the emotional background of Jenny, like the relationship with the mom, and like the faux pas, like making cultural faux pas. Because Jasmine came back here when she was already in her 20s, and even though she's Taiwanese, she actually her Chinese isn't very good. So she always was an outsider here. So a lot of the cultural faux pas. But Jennie was a lot. We actually, you recorded the voice for our pilot, right? Yeah. We actually made a pilot that we scrapped because the storyline was more centered around Jennie and her cousin, and like they kind of had, you know, issues, and it was going to come to a head at the end of the season. And then, so that was the initial Jennie was more serious and more kind of like my wife, like more like emotional and more like, you know,
choose your words carefully. Or like your
beautiful,
wife.
smart.
Yeah, okay.
But then as the different like requirements for the show, first of all, like we're making a cartoon comedy, right? It can't be that much about the family dynamic. We're making a series of 3-minute episodes. We can't even get that deep into characters, right? We can maybe get into Jennie, but outside of Jennie, it's like we don't have that much screen time to do that much. And so as the script, I worked with Kevin on the script, right? And it slowly became, because Kevin is a comedic genius, so, you know, he's just got that gift for it. So
I didn't know that.
It slowly became more like funny, right? And then in the process of writing, because Jasmine helped me create it and write the first few episodes, but then it was like she wasn't really involved in the future writing because she's not a writer, right? So, and I was under some serious deadlines, like we were late with everything. So eventually it's like in that moment, the pressure cooker, it's like what's going to come out is it's going to be me, right? So as I wrote Jennie more, it's like she became a snowboarder, you know, like she became more like kind of like happy-go-lucky, you know, because I'm not that happy-go-lucky, but my ideal self, right? My inner child is a very happy-go-lucky person, right? So that's where it's coming into like, you know, all I want to do is have fun, you know, like, oh man, we had, you know, guys, I have the best costume for karaoke. Like I'm going to be the queen of karaoke. So that is very not my wife, right? My wife is quite humble and, you know, would not so much like come out and be like all confident and overconfident, right? So the overconfident part of Jennie, I think, is coming out of something that's more like me or like a kind of silly cartoon version of me. Like the accent and the character is because I feel like you really took that and ran with it.
Early 20s Erika was very much like Jennie with the happy-go-lucky, free spirit.